Welcome. Today we're going to bring in some of the 10 principles of practice in our most basic movement, push. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, the 10 principles of practice are like our guiding light. They're everything, okay? So no matter whatever you're practicing, be that forms, still practice, single movement, whatever it is, these 10 principles of practice are your guiding star. So this is a lot about our alignment. So head lifting up, shoulders down, waist relaxed, right? But then we also have matching inner and outer. So what's going on in your mind is matching what's going on in your form or your practice. And then coordinating upper and lower halves, right? Everything arrives together. So upper and lower halves are not independent. They move together and we build that true power. But we're going to incorporate a lot of this into our practice, all right? So I want to work on the details, right? So we'll start with push. Now, why do I start with push? Because it's the most basic movement, okay? So we're going to mirror each other, and I want to work on the principles of practice, okay? So we start shoulders width apart. If you have floorboards, use them to your advantage, okay? So we're going to shift to the right, and we're going to rotate from where? The hip, right? And we're going to open that foot to the corner. We're going to sink down. I want you to check right now. Both knees in alignment. Okay, now we're going to pick up that right foot and we're going to step out on our line. Okay, so right now, where's your weight? Your bottom should be over your heel, okay? And your front knee, it's very important that it's not locked and it's not turned in. Okay, we want to make sure that we have a little bit of bend, that our foot is connected to the ground. Stay where you are. It's connected to the ground, but it's not locked. If it's locked, there's no weight in your foot, right? So right now, your left leg should be burning. Okay, do you feel it? Because if you do, then that means you're doing it properly, okay? So now we're going to move forward, okay? When we move forward, we stop when our knee is over our ankle. Now, if you look down, it's kind of hard to tell what that means, right? Because if you move your head a little bit, it's like, what's going on, right? So how do we answer that question? Okay, how do we check? If you're too far, you can lift your heel up off the ground, okay? If you're not enough, you can lift your toes. If you're over your ankle, it's like really hard to lift either or. Yes, you can lift them like a tiny little bit, but not like this, right? Not like this. So you find the position. Now I want you to check. How's your back leg? Did you turn so that the weight's now on the arch of your foot? Or do you still have that nice rounded stance? Now, why are we focusing on this? Tai Chi starts from the ground up. Healing for our whole body, for the way our spine feels and everything starts from this, okay? So we're going to start with push. Now in push, we're going to come back and we're going to sit up our palms. And we're going to make sure our armpits are open. They're not going back. They're going to be out to the back corner is what it is, okay? Palms sit up so your fingertips go to the sky and we're holding a beach ball, right? Take a big inhale, settle in, let the shoulders hang down, and then I want you to exhale and push. Then we're going to come back on our inhale. And we're going to check. Sitting up, exhale, and push. Now hold. Okay, final position. Are you leaning into it? When we first start leaning, it probably feels like you're doing this, right? But we're probably about here. We want to have one line from our crown of our head all the way down through that back leg. Your palm should be in line with your shoulder, no higher. We want to have it relaxed, okay? Then we want to make sure, even if our torso is to the straight direction, our hips are still going to be open. We're not going to turn, okay? We want to make sure that we have this great alignment. Now, when you come back, are you leaning into it here as well? Not vertical, leaning like you're gonna push something heavy. Now we're gonna work on the timing. We're gonna exhale and we're gonna push and see if we can get everything to stop together. And when we inhale and come back, it's the same thing. We come all the way back and the palms sit up. So coordinating upper and lower so that the arms aren't extended and then we just move the legs. Or the legs are done, right? If the legs are done, well, now this is just local power. We want to see, can we combine whole body? So the legs pushing leads, okay? So I shouldn't say it leads. What is leading the movement is your spine and your waist. So we have a circle, okay? But we start with our feet. We get that power through the legs and it goes all the way through the palms. So we see, can we get it so that we're thinking about pushing something heavy? So our mind is matching what's going on with the movement and we're coordinating the upper and lower halves so that everything stops together. Then we also have our alignment principles, right? Head lifting up, shoulders down, waist relaxed, okay? But we want to make sure that we also include chest sinking in. So when we come back, relax it, then push. This is about your practice, okay? Your leg is going to start burning. That's a good thing. That means you're really pushing through those legs. So let's take big inhales back, big exhale and push. Now, if on the next one I said stop, did you still have legs and arms to go together, right? So we're not full legs, we're like halfway with everything, and then we can continue on. This is kind of how we check ourselves, and we come back and we say stop and we're like, okay, I still have legs and arms to move. Okay, this is important. This is coordinate upper and lower. Let's do 2 more. Now, this is called single movement practice too. So we could think we could go a little bit faster. So take 2 more and try to find just a little bit, right? 2 more. So you think everything arrives together. We're going to do the other side with our push because remember, we want to find balance within our body. We're doing Chinese martial arts, so everything is pretty much against a right punch or for right-handed people, okay? But we want to find the balance, okay? So we're going to mirror each other again, but this time we're going to switch the leg position, okay? So when we start now, we're going to shift to the left, and we're going to turn and open our right foot about 45 degrees. Now, right now, check, how did we do? Do we have the knees in line? Because what happens a lot of time is, watch, people turn this leg and then this one comes with it. Doesn't that just look like it hurts? Okay, so we want to make sure that everything starts with alignment right here. Okay, now we're going to sink down and we're going to pick up that left heel and we're going to step straight out. And now check when your foot's on the ground, is everything still open? Here versus here. Knees bent versus being locked out, okay? Now move forward. Check. How are your hips? If your hips are turned, where's the weight in your feet? So we want to start with that weight centered in your feet. Check in on your front leg. Can you lift your heel? Can you lift your toes? What's going on? Is your foot centered, right? These are the key things. This is where we get the alignment. And then also, how's your lower back feel? Tai Chi might make your muscles sore, but we don't want to feel compression in our spine. We actually believe that the gateway to life is in our lower back. So we have our energy center, our dantian, and right behind that is the gateway to life. We want to make sure we're lengthening through the whole spine. That doesn't mean we're tucking the other way, but it means we're not sticking our bottom out, okay? So we're going to bring our palms up and we're going to shift back. Now again, shoulders, you could press down, okay? Or you can press out. But what I want you to do is I want you to focus on alignment. So right now, is your chest sinking in slightly? We're not back. Is your head lifting up and your shoulders down? Is your waist relaxed? Check. Are you leaning? Right? We lean into it like we're going to push something heavy. And then we push out and we're still leaning into it. Now we want to make sure not too much, but definitely not vertical. What happens if you're vertical? Usually you're going to bend into that back leg so you can be vertical, or you're compressing your lower back. So we think inhale and we come back and we lean like we're pushing something heavy. And we exhale and we push. So we think about floating back and we focus on head lifting up and shoulders down, chest sinking in, back rounded. But we really want to focus in on, are you thinking about what you're doing? So you're not thinking about where you were before you started or what you're going to do after your practice, but you're thinking about what's going on. And if I said stop, again, we still have arms and legs left, right? So that's the whole thing. This is coordinating upper and lower. Everything comes back together and ends up in the back position. Everything goes forward together and stops together. This is Tai Chi power. It comes from coordinating your legs, your waist, and your arms. Now, as we move forward and back, we want to be very aware that our knees are not circling in some weird way, that we're using our legs, and the big thing is we're not going up and down, okay? We want to think level. So you want to have a little bit of bend in your legs the whole time so that we're moving back and forth and we're really pushing. We want to feel push with our right leg. Like, can you feel what it would feel like if you were trying to move someone's busted car across the road? What would it feel like? You would have to dig in, right? This is how we get Tai Chi power. Our legs are so much bigger than our arms, so we want to harness this power, bring it through our spine and all the way out through the hands and fingers. So we want to see, can we harness whole body power? Now, whole body power takes time. We're not going to immediately feel what it feels like, but we can slow it down and then eventually start playing around with inhale back, exhale push. Just a little speed it up. Now, something to think about is that we're not moving directly forward and back like this. Like, we're not going directly within this line, okay? We're actually going a little bit back and forth. So if you're over analyzing or you're just analyzing at a very high level, we want to think that we are going at a diagonal because our legs are at diagonal, right? So we can't just go directly forward and back like on this center line. We're actually going towards our right leg and then towards our left leg. And we want to see, do you feel your legs burning? If you're feeling your legs burn, you're doing good because you're taking your stance to the next level. Our stance is where we get our power from. It's where we get our balance from. Okay, so we want to see, can you use everything together? Okay, little changes like this will change your whole practice, okay? So shake out your legs, shake out the shoulders, release everything down, okay? This is intense, right? For such a basic movement, it's like, whew, that is hard thing to do, okay? I like that. Let's take a moment. Let's find some turning. Let's release our lower back because we might be feeling everything that we're using. Okay, so let's revisit this. Remember, you can always lift your heel, okay? But just take a moment, try to settle in. You can move fast, you could move slow. This is always about what it feels like for you. 100%. What does it feel like for your body? But this is always a great thing to revisit and reset. Couple more. Just letting go for another moment. I know how intense that is because my legs are hurting too. Okay. So we always have to take that moment to kind of ease out of it. Okay. But I want you to feel the difference. Okay. Come back to center. Let's stretch out our legs for a moment. We did a lot. Grab onto a piece of furniture, grab onto a wall, like anything you have in your home. Grab your pant leg, your shoe, your ankle, like stretch it out, pull that heel in. When we do this, try to have your knees together. Okay. See if you can stretch. If you can't find a stretch, something else we can use is a foam roller. You could lay on the ground with a foam roller and roll it up and down. That's a really good thing to do too. But remember, as we do this, shoulders down. Okay. So just find some sort of stretch in your quad. We did a lot of leg work today. That is not easy. Okay. But we're building strength in a new way, right? So it's exciting. All right. Let's make sure we switch. Shift first. Make sure that your leg is not locked, that standing leg. Where foot is relaxed, our knees come together just as if we were standing on both legs with our feet together. Shoulders down. Make sure you're breathing and pick a point to stare at. Just some little balance tips for you. All right. Let's release that leg. And before we close class, let's do one big forward fold with the knees bent. Release your lower back. So inhale, arms come up, extend through. Exhale, fold. Bend into your knees and just let everything hang down. Remember, if this is not accessible for you, hands on the knees or forearms on the knees, just try to find a way that you can stretch out your lower back. You could reach with your arms to the sky, one side and then the other. That'll help stretch through the side, body, and ribs as well. Well, let's slowly come up. And then we'll actually do that side body stretch. So we'll get a little bit more here. So arms come up. Let's take a moment. Reach through. So reach through one side, drop the one elbow. See if you can stretch through your side. And then switch. Just get a big reach. Push into that foot. Reach through the fingers. And we'll do both sides again. So we'll just go back and forth. Just great to stretch it out after we do some single movement or still practice. It's a little bit different. Okay. Arms come up. Float them down. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Remember, if you did, click that like button, subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Most importantly though, share this with your friends and family so that they can feel great too. That's why I do what I do. I love helping you feel great. A little bit a day goes a long way, so keep on practicing 5 minutes every day. No matter what you do, you're sure to feel great. I hope to see you again soon.